once again with my 1, 2, 3 cents, and this is my analysis of the upcoming Night of Champions pay-per-view. And I don't have a fancy spinner belt. I've got one of these cheap plastic former old school WWF World Tag Team Championships. My buddy Chad and I each got one of these when we went to WrestleMania as Money Incorporated back in 2010 to WrestleMania 26. So I'm going to use this as my prop today. But I want to talk about Night of Champions, and it's interesting to me that the most anticipated match on the card doesn't even involve a title or a championship. It involves the title of COO, of course, Triple H versus CM Punk. I'll talk about that match last because I do think that's going to be the main event, and we'll get into more details on that in just a second. Going to start off with, as of right now, it's Thursday evening, and we're about, 48 hours or 72 hours away from the pay-per-view, and there has been no mention of an Intercontinental title match, and I'm really disappointed by that. I'm hoping, though, that obviously that changes and we do get an Intercontinental title match. It's looking like it may be a Cody Rhodes versus Ted DiBiase match there, so hopefully that match or a form of an Intercontinental title match will happen at Night of Champions, because I do believe the Intercontinental Championship has lost its luster in recent years, but I do think that Cody Rhodes can reinstate some of that glory to it, and I really hope that it is defended at Night of Champions. Divas title match, Kelly Kelly, the champion, defending against Beth Phoenix, the Glamazon, and these two have wrestled before. They wrestled at, I believe it was at SummerSlam just a couple weeks ago, and Kelly Kelly, of course, came out on top in that match. I do believe that now is the time to make that title change with the Divas Championship. Kelly Kelly is a wonderful person. She's come under criticism for her wrestling abilities. I do think she's improved a lot, but I also think that Beth Phoenix is by far the best diva on the roster right now, currently active diva. So I really hope that she wins the title, and they further this storyline with her and Natalya kind of being the dominant divas in the division, and keep them together. I don't want to see them split up, but I also don't want to see them treated like a Lay Cool, where they're kind of the goofy, ditzy, bimbo-y kind of dominant divas. They need to be the balls to the wall, so to speak, heel diva tag team, and kind of shake up the division even more. The four-way title match for the United States Championship is intriguing. You've got Dolph Ziggler defending against Jack Swagger, John Morrison, and Alex Riley. Now, if I had to pick a winner here, I really hope that it's Dolph Ziggler defending and retaining the championship. If I had to pick somebody to win, if Dolph doesn't walk out, it would be John Morrison, but he seems to not still be on a big push as of late. I do believe that what's going to happen is we're going to see either Ziggler retain and walk out with the championship, or Jack Swagger, with the help of Vicky Guerrero, win that match, setting up a face turn, an eventual face turn for Dolph Ziggler. Although I do like him as a heel, and really, honestly, Dolph Ziggler is one of those guys I feel like is on the rise, and I do see bigger and better things for his future. Hopefully next year at this time, he's either defending or going for the World Heavyweight or WWE Championships. Speaking of the World Heavyweight title, let's talk about let's talk about Randy Orton as he defends against Mark Henry. Now, 6 months ago, I would have said this match is going to be predictable, and Randy Orton's going to walk out on top, and Mark Henry doesn't even deserve to be in the match. But honestly, Mark Henry, in the past, 6, 8 weeks, however long it's been since he kind of did this heel turn and went to SmackDown, has been dominant. I've enjoyed it. This is the Mark Henry that the character I think he was born to play. I did enjoy his role back during the Attitude Era when he was Sexual Chocolate, but as the monster heel that he is right now, and this is exactly what the WWE needs, is a monster heel. Does that mean he's going to be the champion? I don't necessarily think he's going to win the championship. If he did win the title, I wouldn't be disappointed. 6 months ago, I would have beat my head against the wall and been disappointed with that outcome, but right now, I would not be disappointed to see a Mark Henry title run. Obviously, it would probably be a brief one, kind of be a transitional champion or a paper champion holding it for a brief period of time, and then Orton retains it at Survivor Series or at Vengeance, which is the next WWE pay-per-view that's coming up. But it has an interesting possibility, and they've done a great job with the setup in this feud, having Henry lay out Orton on several different occasions, building him as that unstoppable object, which is something we haven't seen in a long time. John Cena going for the WWE Championship once again. He's facing Alberto Del Rio. Del Rio just won the championship at SummerSlam. I really hope that he does retain somehow. I could almost see this ending in some kind of screwjob ending or a disqualification. Ricardo Rodriguez getting involved, and Cena not walking out of there as the champion. As Cena, at this point in his career, doesn't really need the championship to get over. The fans love him or hate him. The title is not going to make or break him. Del Rio, in the meantime, and this is not the way it should be. The man should make the title, not the title making the man. But I think right now they're using the title to kind of make the man, and it's not working for them right now. Del Rio has kind of fallen flat and has been less than exciting, in my opinion, as WWE Champion. I've been a little bit disappointed in the way he's kind of been booked. That's not necessarily his fault. I don't know if it's anybody's fault, but I'd really like to see a championship reign here with Del Rio. I was hoping that we were going to get that with CM Punk winning at SummerSlam and at Night of Champions before that, but obviously that was not, I'm sorry, not at Night of Champions, at Money in the Bank, but that was not the way that we were headed. So, and finally, and I think I've listed all the matches here, our final match, of course, the tag team title match. Let me get to that first. Air Boom taking on The Miz and R-Truth. Kind of same situation here with Air Boom as I feel with the Alberto Del Rio John Cena match. Air Boom, I feel like the WWE needs some great tag teams, and I think that The Miz and R-Truth may be one of those temporary tag teams that they throw together, and I do think that they will make a great unit. Although I think Air Boom for the long haul, for the tag team division overall, needs to retain at Night of Champions and go on and face some other worthy tag teams. They need to create some more tag teams. It appears that Jinder Mahal and the Great Khali have split or are going to split, so that takes another tag team out of the mix. So I really hope that they maybe make this a best of three feud, or do something where Air Boom walks out as champions and maybe defends against them, against The Miz and R-Truth again. Again, I like those two as a unit as well, but I don't see them long-term as a tag team, where I see Air Boom kind of continuing on as a tag team, because as much as I like Kofi Kingston, I think he's kind of hit that glass ceiling. I don't know that he's going to go on to be the world champion one day. I think The Miz has another WWE Championship or World Championship opportunity in his future, so we'll kind of see where that plays out. Now we'll get to the CM Punk versus Triple H match, and I really do believe this will be the main event. It should be the main event. I kind of feel like this match was rushed, but I do believe there may be ulterior motives for booking this match. I've read some things that have since been removed online, so I'm wondering if there's some validity to it, so they don't get storylines out there and get them spoiled. I'm not going to say those things because I don't want to ruin anything for fans who want to be surprised on Sunday. I do believe that this may lay the foundation now for the rest of the road to WrestleMania. I know Survivor Series traditionally becomes a time where we start seeing more of WrestleMania shaping up. I really hope that we start it now and that they don't rush things and blow them. I do think that CM Punk is going to win this match. It is a no disqualification match, so I think CM Punk wins with some illegal activity. I'll leave it at that. And I think it's going to be interesting to see then what's going to happen with Triple H. Will he return full-time? The man hasn't wrestled in more than 6 months now, or close to 6 months now, with WrestleMania. I think that's right. I know he's wrestled some dark matches, I think, on on Raw perhaps, or maybe some house shows where he wasn't necessarily advertised. But as far as being on TV and wrestling, this will be his first big comeback of sorts since wrestling The Undertaker. So, Triple H, I think, has reached that point where he becomes a part-time wrestler, and he's the COO right now. We'll see where things go. I kind of like his role as COO right now. I like where they're going with things, and if things kind of play out the way I've read and have heard, I won't be disappointed. Although I don't believe there are any repercussions against Punk if he loses, so this could become one of those where we see a revenge match, maybe at Survivor Series or at Vengeance, and it kind of builds into a mini feud. I hope they don't rush things, though, and end it. The CM Punk storyline has kind of recaptivated the audience. I hope they move forward with it. They do have an opportunity to build this up and take us to WrestleMania, which of course isn't until April 1st, but I like the way we're headed right now, and I hope they continue that momentum. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think of Night of Champions? Who's going to walk out as champion? And post them here, or go to facebook.com/my123cents. Of course, follow us over at Twitter as well, and please subscribe to this channel.